Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Allah mentioned in His Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, this is Surah Baqarah's ayah, يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Allah says, Allah wills that you shall have ease, and He does not will you to suffer hardship. This is an extraordinary ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah in Quran, which comes right after the ayat where Allah prescribes fasting for believers. This holy month just finished. This month of Ramadan was kind of a training, a madrasa for us, for body and soul to learn taqwa, fear of Allah, to have a God consciousness. This month if we can face extreme hunger and thirst for long days, and if we can abstain from not only haram things in Ramadan, but also the halal blessings that Allah has given us while we are fasting, then we can really abstain from any other sin if we have taqwa of Allah, and any other act of disobedience of Allah if we remember Him. So Allah, in other words, has made it easy for us to obey Him and to abstain from the sins for the rest of the year by this training. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we are given this deen and we are given this book, the Quran, a standard, a furqan to differentiate what is right from wrong. We are blessed to be Muslims and to have faith in our heart. He made us mu'min believers, and we are living in the state of Iman, and this is His blessing, ni'mah. And this is yet another aspect that He will ease for us, and not hardship that we would face on the day of judgment if we would be amongst those who have gone astray. He made us among the Muslimin, and this is His mercy. He gave us health, the status, the blessing that we could pray, that we could fast. He gave us wealth, that we could pay zakah and sadaqah and help those in need. He gave us the knowledge of this beautiful religion, that we become His abd, His servant. Allah mentions in Surah Al-Hajj, and this is part of the ayah, Allah says, هُوَ أَجْتَبَاكُمْ وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. Allah says, it is He who has elected you to carry His message and has laid no hardship on you in anything that pertains to religion. So again, same theme came as I shared earlier. In other words, this salat, this fasting, zakat, hajj, and any other ibadah, and any act of obedience by following Allah's commandments and Prophet's sunnah, these will be made easy for us if our intention of doing all these ibadat is to get closer to Allah. And look at the word of this ayah that I just mentioned. Allah says, "Huwa ijtabakum," He elected you. So it's a blessing that He elected us to carry this message. In other words, not only we ourselves have to act on His commands, but also have to share the teachings of this beautiful religion with others and continue the message of Islam. And Allah's help is with the believers. The very next ayah in Surah Baqarah that I shared earlier, Quran mentions this ayah, Surah Baqarah 2:186. Allah says, وَإِذَا the ayah number 186 in Surah 2, the Baqarah, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشَدُونَ. Allah says, and when my servant asks you about me, say I am near. I respond to the call of him who calls whenever he calls to me. And let them then respond to me and believe in me so that they might follow the right way. If we want to get closer to Allah, we need to remember Him. And as per Hadith, He will remember us. This was Hadith Qudsi where Allah says that if you remember me, I'll remember you in a gathering much more sacred than the gathering of the believers where we mention Him. That is the gathering of angels. But He also says that we need to respond to Him. In other words, we need to follow His command. We need to read His book, the Quran. Quran was a gift to humanity. It's called Rope of Allah. And that's the only way to get close to Him. No matter how far we have brought ourselves from Islam, this is the only way to return to Him. So, such a hope and optimism are given to humans that if you call Allah or mention His name, He will respond. And He expects us to respond via Quran. So, we need to respond via Quran, read it, reflect upon it, and then act upon the learnings. And that's the only way to return to Allah in a successful way and to earn closeness to Him in the hereafter too, inshallah. We do face two biggest challenges which stop us doing so, which come in the way of our ibadah, our worship. And these challenges are from outside, the surroundings, the evil which is around us, which come in other people's, in the form of other people, or in the form of jinnat we don't comprehend or see and influence, or more importantly, the challenges we face from within our own selves, our own desires, our ego, our blind inclination to the world. And the only way to protect ourselves from these challenges is to explore this extraordinary book with comprehension and to do zikr of Allah. And this should be our habit every day, not just in Ramadan, but especially after Ramadan. Continue this habit and zikr. If we do His zikr, Allah will do our zikr in a gathering much higher than the gathering of us believers. He has promised us, and His promise is the truth. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. Allah says in His in Surah Baqarah, as I mentioned earlier, part of the ayah 185, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Allah says, you magnify Allah for His having guided you aright, and that you render your thanks unto Him. Thanking Allah and having the sense of gratitude is the ultimate spiritual purpose of our ibadah. The gratitude of having the health, wealth, the food we eat, our relationships, family and friends, and countless blessings of Allah that we have. This gratitude can be shown in various ways. We talked about doing zikr and ibadah. The other ways are of thanking Allah is to be kind to His creation, to show mercy on His creation. Just as He has shown mercy to us, we show mercy to others, to our relatives and friends, and to our brothers and sisters, not only in Islam but otherwise as well. We should greet everybody with smile, as this was the sunnah of Prophet. And as part of showing our gratitude and thankfulness to Allah is to always remember those who don't have the blessings that we have. To remember those who are less privileged than we are, and to extend the hand of support. How is generosity of a moment defined? Moment gives without the fear of poverty. It's the shaitan, Iblis, who puts fear of poverty in us when we try to give sadaqah. Sadaqah is a beautiful word. The root word is sidq, which means the truth. And charity is really the way of showing that the belief of the moment is true. It is the truth. Prophet ﷺ said, No one has ever gone poor by giving charity, and the sadaqah we will give will become the shade on the day of judgment for us, which will be very long day and hot day. In the very beginning, Allah mentions in Surah Baqarah, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. This risk doesn't only represent money or wealth. Risk is sustenance in a broader sense and meaning. Some of us have more wealth, some of us have more health, some of us have more knowledge, others have more time. So give what we have in Allah's way. Charity begins at home. Help your family, friends, and those you know who are in need, even those who don't ask and you know that they are in need. And then we have extra, we should support the houses of Allah, the masajid, which are means to spread Allah's message. Support the scholars of Islam who are spreading the knowledge. There won't be any new messengers coming to the world. It's our job and our duty as a Muslim to spread the message of Islam. Spend your time for Allah's cause, your health for Allah's cause, and your knowledge and blessing of speech if Allah blessed you with, and wealth if that what Allah gave you more than others. This will be asked of us that how we spent our time, where we used our body and mind, where we spent the wealth which Allah blessed us with. And if we spend in Allah's way, this will become a sadaqah jariyah for us till end of times. And that's the very essence of showing gratitude. And all the ibadah, the rituals have this objective to train us to do this. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so that you render your thanks to Him. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم واستغفر. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.